So let's take you on a tutorial of how to kill the Scrapped Watchman. That's right, this guy can be a complete pain, and his staggered attacks remind me of Margit the Fell Omen, the very first boss of Elden Ring. So with that being said, I have some tips and tricks that I think are going to help you out a ton when fighting this boss, so you don't have to rage, break controllers, and wish that you would never got this game. So with all that being said, let's get into it. So there's a few things that you need to watch out for in this fight besides his staggered attacks, and once you figure out his attack pattern, he does become easier, but he is a very challenging first boss. Now, I know technically the Parade Master is considered the very first boss, but I feel like the Scrapped Watchman is way more of a boss feel and is way more difficult than the Parade Master was. So the first thing that you need to know about the Scrapped Watchman is that there are two phases. The first phase is going to be a lot more forgiving, and the second phase, when shock is involved, is going to become a lot more difficult because you're going to have to start watching where you're putting your feet. So let's talk about a few things that you're going to have to watch out for in the first phase. The first thing I want you to get the hang of in this fight is the dance you need to do with this boss. He has one combo in particular that he repeats over and over, and if you can master the dodge for this combo, then you are going to be just fine. So to counter this combo, you're going to have to dodge left, then right, and then wait for his staggered attack, and then dodge right when he's about to hit the ground. The next thing you're going to have to remember is you need to stay close to this boss. All of phase one, literally, he wants to get away from you because his larger attacks and his longer arms are going to allow him to hit you at great range, but if you stay close, you're going to be able to manage those dodges a lot better. The other attack you need to watch out for is just this attack you're seeing now where he holds his hand really high above his head and it kind of staggers there for a second and then he smashes down. If you can run to the side of him and stay out of the area where that fist is going to come down, you're going to be just fine. Moving on into phase two, the fight becomes exponentially harder and there's a lot more you need to watch out for. You can tell he's about to go into his second phase when you see all the electricity start to surge all over him. Run away because he's about to do an explosion, and then you can run back and start hitting the boss again. So in this phase, there are some similarities to the first, and that is his attack pattern does remain the same for certain combos, but he gains some new abilities as well. You will see as he hits the ground, there's going to be shock left over. If you stand on that shock for long enough, a lightning bolt will come down and it will hit you, doing a lot of damage. You want to get out of those as fast as possible and keep moving around while staying close. The next thing you want to watch out for is his grab. If he is able to grab you, he's going to lift you up over his head, smash you into the ground a bunch of times, and it's going to do a lot of damage. It is very easily avoidable, but if you get hit by it, it is really, really rough. You can avoid this by dodging at just the right time, or you can run around to his side so you'll be out of his range. The next attack you really want to watch out for is when he starts to bound away from you, he's going to jump up into the air and then meteor down and try to smash you. The second you dodge the meteor smash, you then need to start running away because he's going to do a giant shock explosion. When I was fighting him, he did this multiple times in a row, but I found that if you could dodge the initial meteor hit, then you could get out of the explosion pretty easily, but if he hits you, it's pretty much a game over. And the last thing to look out for, pretty much any time he turns red and runs at you and tries to hit you by flopping on the ground, I have found it's easiest just to run away until you're out of his range. You have to be very calculated with your attacks in this boss fight, and if you attack too many times while he is turning red, he will just smash you and you'll be stuck in your attacking animations. And I do want to show you what I was using for this fight. This is the gear I'm using, and then I was also using the Puppet Saber Blade +2, and these are going to be the stats that I had for this particular fight. I think it took me probably about 15 to 20 tries, but once I figured out the majority of the fight, it did become a lot easier. My overall thoughts of this fight is I do think it was a lot of fun. I think it was a great challenge, and so far, I'm really enjoying Lies of P, and I think it's going to hold its own in the Souls-like genre. And guys, there you have it. That's the Scrapped Watchman boss guide. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you got something out of it or if it helped you down in the comments. I would really appreciate some feedback on this since this is the first type of this kind of video that I've done. But if you've not subscribed to the channel, feel free to hit the bell notification and the sub button so you can know when I'm making more content. A bunch of Lies of P content is coming to the channel, and I'm still going to be doing the Elden Ring stuff as well. So without further ado, stay safe, enjoy the game, and I'll see you in the next one.